Welcome to tonight's sleep story, the soothing flow of Thetis, a mother's gentle touch. As you settle in, prepare to drift through the calming waves of ancient mythology. We'll journey with Thetis, the graceful sea nymph, whose tender spirit guides the destinies of her son, Achilles, and echoes through the realms of gods and mortals alike. Let the gentle rhythms of her tale lull you into a restful slumber. If these ancient stories help you find peace and relaxation, consider subscribing for more soothing journeys. And now, let the tale unfold. In the timeless depths of the ocean, where day and night seamlessly merge, a moment of serene beauty unfolded as Thetis, the gentle sea nymph, emerged gracefully from the union of two primordial deities, Nereus and Doris. Her presence was a reflection of the tranquil waters surrounding her, becoming the envy of all sea creatures for her nurturing nature and serene grace. As word of her genesis spread through the watery expanse, Thetis's presence acted as a calming balm to the vibrant aquatic life thriving under her gentle guidance. Thetis moved through the ocean with the same gentle rhythms as the waves, her compassion extending to all marine creatures, from the smallest fish to the grandest dolphins. Her delicate hands brushed through the waters, soothing the injured and untangling the caught. In one poignant instance, she rescued a small turtle trapped in a discarded net, an emblem of her role as protector and nurturer. Her actions fostered an unspoken bond with the sea itself, as if every ripple of water harmonized with her gentle spirit. Among her kin, Thetis was welcomed with warmth and affection by the Nereids, her sisters of the ocean. Known for her wisdom and kindness, Thetis was revered as an inspiring figure among them. The ocean seemed to shimmer brighter in her presence, offering her a sanctuary filled with familial bonds and the comforting rhythms of waves. Through Thetis, the Nereids found not just a sister, but a beacon of poise within their communal refuge. Amidst swirling currents and shoals, Poseidon, god of the sea, acknowledged Thetis not just as kin but as a cherished one. Their bond, woven through the deep ties of family and their shared embrace of the vast ocean, was a reflection of mutual respect between a formidable deity and an indomitable, nurturing spirit. In brief moments of shared silence or tales exchanged about ocean mysteries, Poseidon's warmth and protection were ever present. Once, he showed her a hidden grotto filled with treasures of the sea, a token of their bond and his acknowledgement of her place among the divine. As Thetis journeyed through her undersea world, she often found herself contemplating the eternal flow of the ocean. The rhythmic pulse mirrored her calm demeanor, presenting an endless dance of life and peace. Each wave's surge told secrets of the world beyond, secrets that hinted at destinies yet unwoven. This ocean, her cradle and teacher, provided lessons of resilience and continuity with every wave. Within this serene landscape, subtle whispers of prophecy stirred, melding seamlessly with the tides. The tales spoke of a child, an offspring of Thetis, whose destiny would leave an indelible mark upon both mortal and divine realms. These prophecies floated like echoes through the water, resonating with gentle foreboding felt in her very being. In a quiet reflection, Thetis envisioned glimpses of a strong and virtuous figure destined for paths of glory and challenge. This awareness lay dormant, a soft undercurrent beneath the peaceful ocean's surface. In moments of contemplation at the water's edge, Thetis would scan the horizon where sea met sky, her thoughts on the future and roles she had yet to play. The vastness before her stretched as a canvas of possibilities, whispering of challenges, joys, and unforeseen paths. Her connection to the waters also forged a connection to the destinies she would shape, preparing her for journeys ahead. Guided by gentle currents, Thetis stood poised on the brink of involvement with the worlds of gods and mortals, a tranquil presence amid the swirling possibilities of destiny. Her journey into these realms promised new challenges, but the serene calm within assured graceful navigation through the currents of fate. Thus, with resolve and grace, Thetis's tale began, gently transitioning her onward in the timeless realm of Mount Olympus, where the air was whispered with divine plans. Zeus, the king of the gods, pondered deeply upon a prophecy concerning the sea nymph Thetis. This prophecy foretold that her offspring would surpass the mightiest of deities, a prospect that unsettled the delicate balance of celestial order. To prevent such potential upheaval, Zeus decreed that Thetis should wed a mortal, thus combining the boundless power foretold by prophecy with the finite nature of mankind. Zeus's decision was woven with foresight and aimed to maintain cosmic harmony, guiding a powerful lineage onto a path tempered by mortal limitations. As news of this decree echoed through the golden halls of Olympus, the gods gathered to deliberate the fate of Thetis. Their gathering was not without varied opinions, each deity offering a piece of their perspective on this crucial union. Hera, the goddess of marriage, approached the issue with careful consideration, while Athena, wise and discerning, analyzed the potential generational impact of such a marriage. As their voices intertwined in a celestial chorus of contemplations, Poseidon, the revered god of the sea and Thetis' kin, rose to speak. His affection for Thetis was profound, a tie as deep as the ocean itself. He advocated for a solution that respected Thetis' autonomy, urging for the choice of a mortal worthy of such a wise sea nymph. The choice fell upon Peleus, a noble mortal of great valor. Known for his steadfast character, Peleus embodied the virtues that gods admired. In him, they saw a vessel for a future legacy, a union melding both the divine and mortal realms. Thetis, whose heart was gently tethered to the vast and nurturing embrace of the sea, initially hesitated at the prospect of this enforced path. Her soul cherished the boundless freedom she experienced beneath the ocean waves, where she reigned with quiet grace amidst nature's gentle cadence. Yet, with a voice both authoritative and compassionate, Zeus conveyed the significance of this union to Thetis. He urged her to see the grand design of the cosmos, where her role would weave an essential thread. Thetis, understanding the gravity of these celestial insights, gracefully embraced her destined path. With wisdom akin to the tides she revered, she accepted this divine course, knowing that her actions were vital in preserving universal harmony. And so, the marriage of Thetis and Peleus was solemnized with divine tribute. As twilight bathed the world in gentle hues, the sea itself seemed to offer its blessings. The waves, in their eternal lull, bore witness to vows exchanged with tender words. The gods rejoiced, bestowing gifts upon the couple, their joy mingling with the soft whisper of the ocean breeze. Sea nymphs adorned the shoreline with nature's bounty, filling the air with harmonious hymns that celebrated the sacred union. Wedding symbols floated upon the waters, carrying promises of eternal bonds to the gentle embrace of the ocean. This divine marriage signaled the beginning of a legacy, poised to echo throughout eternity, birthing new tales and destinies shaped by this moment in time. As the celebration waned, an enduring harmony lingered in the air, setting the scene for destinies yet to unfold. Within Thetis' heart there lay a tranquil certainty, like a pearl cradled securely within the ocean's depths, a serene acknowledgement that this union was but a prelude to an epic saga, where her son, Achilles, would carve his indelible mark upon the tapestry of myth. As dawn's gentle light kissed the horizon, Thetis embraced the birth of her son, Achilles. Her heart overflowed with a profound love, a bond only a mother could forge. Achilles, a child marked for greatness, carried the divine spark of his lineage, symbolizing both the promise and the foreboding trials heralded by the prophecies orbiting his existence. As she cradled him, A mix of joy and vigilance shadowed Thetis's thoughts, aware of the grand destiny foretold for the child she held tenderly in her arms. The moment Achilles was born, whispers from the Fates echoed the ancient prophecies, the glory and peril that awaited him. Thetis held these prophecies close, determined to shield Achilles from any harm destiny might conspire against him. Her heart brimmed with maternal pride, yet it was tempered by the quiet burden of vigilance. As she watched her son sleep, strands of dark hair framing his serene face, Thetis understood the urgency that underpinned the boundless love she felt. In the early days of his life, Thetis devoted herself to a vigilant guardianship over Achilles. She marveled at the ethereal beauty that enveloped him, a true reflection of his heavenly origins. In moments of reflection, her mind wandered through visions of possible futures, the paths Achilles might tread, igniting within her a renewed determination to protect him. Her thoughts traversed the vastness of the sea and the earth, realms of her dual heritage that whispered of possibilities and unseen dangers. Seeking wisdom beyond her own, Thetis visited the seers of the sea. These ancient beings, wise from ages spent observing the tides of time, shared insights that offered Thetis glimpses of hope amidst her concerns. Their enigmatic advice was like deep ocean currents, guiding her fragmented thoughts toward a cohesive plan. Each piece of counsel resonated within her, planting seeds of a protective strategy inspired by nature's elemental dance, an interplay of fire and water that mirrored her son's impending destiny. In her quest for understanding, Thetis sought Poseidon's counsel, her kin and sea's mighty guardian. She approached him with humility, her worries palpable as she spoke. Poseidon, with the deep wisdom of the tides, listened attentively. His reassurance soothed her, reminding Thetis of the strength derived from her own heart, the same resilient spirit that could rise against the veils of fate. Guided by an inspired vision of fire meeting water, Thetis resolved to undertake a ritual born from the wisdom she had gathered. Its purpose was unequivocal: to shield Achilles from existential threats. With meticulous care, she assembled the sacred elements, her resolve unwavering. On a fateful morning, she approached the rocky shore, where ancient waves carried secrets of time. Holding Achilles close, Thetis whispered protective songs imbued with her love into the dawning light. As she performed the ritual, enveloping her son in the sea's embrace, Thetis yearned for complete invulnerability for Achilles. Yet, destiny wove its own designs. The heel by which she held him remained untouched by the protective waters, a singular chink in the armor fate had refused to grant. Despite this imperfection, Thetis's maternal resolve expanded to envelop Achilles in a protective cocoon spun from love and hope, measuring not just success, but the simple act of perseverance. In the days that followed, the bond between Thetis and Achilles flourished through the small, everyday acts of care that only a mother could provide. As she cradled him, lapped by gentle waves, she found solace in her efforts to prepare him for the capricious destiny ahead. The vast ocean mirrored her endless love, creating a serene tableau depicting a mother's steadfast resolve and the wondrous potential nestled within her child. Reflecting on the prophecies that had foretold Achilles' future, Thetis pledged to bolster her son with strength and wisdom. Even as the strains of fate loomed large, her determination stayed unwavering. The motherly instinct she nurtured became a beacon to guide Achilles through the trials that lay waiting. He was her heart, set against the great tides of destiny, yet comforted by her unwavering resolve. As dawn's gentle rain fell, it was a soft blessing, signaling both an end and a beginning for mother and child. The threads of fate, though inescapable, met with the steady resilience of a mother's love. The morning's light played upon the horizon, whispering of countless unwritten futures. Quietly, the story moved forward, as divine and mortal destinies intertwined, preparing the path for young Achilles, a journey promising heroism, challenges, and the eternal love of a mother who, steadfast and resolved, sought to shield her son from destiny's embrace. Under the careful gaze of Thetis, Achilles blossomed like no other child in the realm of mortals. Blessed with gifts that spoke of divine ancestry, he grew swiftly like a mighty wave, unyielding and strong. Each day revealed more of his power, strength that seemed to echo the noble lineage of his father and the celestial energy that flowed within him. Thetis, ever watchful, ensured that his upbringing was steeped in nurturing warmth and wisdom, guiding him through the tender years of his childhood. Each teaching moment was a ripple in the formation of the young hero's emerging path. Achilles was a force of nature, brimming with youthful energy and grace, often displaying skills rare among mere mortals. Whether he dashed along the shoreline or scaled the heights of the cliffs, his spirit was boundless. This vitality hinted at the greatness awaiting him, marking him as distinct among children. In their playful endeavors, he instinctively assumed the role of leader, with his peers drawn to his courageous presence. This natural tendency to lead was not lost on Thetis. It was as if the winds and waves themselves whispered of his promise. Each day, he moved closer to the heroic journey foretold for him, always under Thetis's gentle guidance. Deeply connected to the ocean's vast wisdom, Thetis imparted stories and lessons drawn from its depths. She spoke of the strength found in patience and humility, and the honor that resided in brave acts. Imbuing these lessons within the stories of ancient heroes and timeless quests, Thetis wove a tapestry of teachings. Achilles absorbed tales of gods and mortals, and the invisible threads that intertwined their destinies. Attentively, he listened as each story illuminated the web of connections binding all lives, revealing potential paths to him. As Achilles nurtured friendships with other youths, his leadership qualities became more evident. Beneath the clear skies of autumn, children gathered, attracted by his natural charisma and strength. Thetis watched with a tender heart, seeing the warmth of companionship cultivate within him the noble traits he would need. During these early interactions, Achilles learned empathy and unity under his mother's watchful eye, his leadership naturally growing stronger. It was here he acquired the understanding of compassion, an essential lesson woven by Thetis's careful guidance. In these formative years, Thetis took special care to immerse Achilles in the intricate workings of nature. Together they wandered by the seaside cliffs, where land met sea, unveiling the mysteries held within the sands and stones. Achilles eagerly embraced these lessons, his sharp mind absorbing nature's rhythms and cycles. Thetis knew this connection to nature was vital, grounding him to the earth and sea he would one day protect. These teachings were imparted not just as mere knowledge, but as heartfelt wisdom, molding his spirit to be steadfast like the ocean itself. Regular visits from divine messengers brought whispers of Achilles' future, spoken in the language of the stars. Though they bore messages tinged with foreboding, Thetis met them with grace, understanding that knowledge of potential futures sharpened her ability to guide Achilles through them. For Achilles, these divine encounters were enigmatic yet illuminating, urging him to contemplate his place within the grand design. Each visit wove a subtle pattern into the complex weave of his future. Thetis became a storyteller, crafting narratives of bravery and honor for Achilles. Her words, woven like delicate threads, painted tales of courage and sacrifice. Through these stories, she illustrated the examples set by past heroes, acting as guideposts for Achilles. Even in his youth, these tales ignited a spark within, preparing him for the path ahead. They illuminated the responsibilities his gifts entailed, guiding him toward the path destined for him. As the seasons shifted, Achilles reached his teenage years, a time ripe with introspection and self-discovery. He began sensing the weight of expectations surrounding him, feeling the stirrings of a destiny still only glimpsed. Thetis, observing this burgeoning awareness, felt a blend of pride and concern for the roads that awaited. In their quiet conversations, she offered reassurance, instilling in him the bravery to choose his destiny wisely. A pivotal journey to the oracle shed light on Achilles' entwined destinies. The prophecy was delivered obscurely but unmistakably, presenting him with two paths: a life of lasting legacy or a fleeting brilliance in heroic acts of glory. This choice would linger over his decisions, a choice both Thetis and Achilles knew was on the horizon. This duality resonated deeply within Achilles, compelling him to reflect on the cost of greatness and the echoes his choices would leave. As Achilles matured, his future began to take form in the shadows of prophecy, clad in the uncertainty of time and choice. Thetis remained a constant guide, using her loving wisdom to ensure that every lesson and decision was steeped in deep understanding. Her love transcended mere fate, creating a haven of calm within the tumultuous currents of destiny. With quiet resolve, Thetis prepared the threads of destiny, ready to accompany Achilles as he approached the hero's path, guiding him into the nurturing world of divine and mortal hands. In the ethereal training grounds, where divine energies flowed gently, young Achilles embarked on the trials set forth by the wise and powerful, both human and immortal. These challenges were more than demonstrations of his strength or agility. They were profound lessons in understanding himself and the world. Each trial was a reflection of the unfathomable currents that Poseidon himself governed, demanding not just brute force, but the inner strength of spirit. Achilles approached these tasks with a quiet resolve, emblematic of a hero among humans, absorbing the essence of courage and perseverance from each experience. Thetis, his mother and steadfast protector, whose presence was as calming as a lullaby, visited him when peace allowed. Bringing not only the comfort of her warmth but also sacred tokens, she reminded him of his divine heritage. One such token, a cloak woven by the Nereids, shimmered with ethereal light, guarding him from unseen perils. A spear, crafted with the wisdom of Chiron, stood as a testament to his rightful place among heroes. These gifts were manifestations of love, encouragement, and the protection that surrounded him, serving as constant reminders of the strength he must wield and the legacy he bore. From the ocean's embrace, Poseidon observed with quiet pride, his guidance reaching Achilles through dreams. In these nocturnal visions, whispers of ancient wisdom flowed like gentle tides, teaching Achilles about balance and destiny. These dreams, resonating with the echoes of the deep sea, instilled in him a deeper understanding of the world's unseen forces, arming him with patience and awareness that matched his growing valor. Thetis, in her tender way, wove tales of legendary heroes into Achilles' consciousness, like a tapestry enriched with timeless wisdom. Through stories of Heracles' bravery and Odysseus' cunning, she imparted lessons of sacrifice, resilience, and purpose. Such narratives kindled within Achilles the desire to become a part of these illustrious ranks. As each story unfolded, it planted ideals within him, nurturing the hero he was destined to become. These recounts offered him glimpses into the fabric of his own fate, inspiring visions of a future intertwining with history's own threads. Achilles excelled in overcoming trials set by his mentors, teachers, and the elements themselves, drawing admiration from both mortals and the ocean creatures who watched in awe. His actions harmonized strength with wisdom, a delicate balance nourished by the teachings of humility and purpose from Thetis. She spoke often of a person's place in the grand expanse of life, nurturing an understanding of the interconnectedness that stretched beyond visible horizons. These lessons fortified a resilience within Achilles, empowering his victories with not only physical might, but spiritual growth as well. In a remarkable expression of divine favor, Zeus granted an unexpected blessing. This sacrament, bestowed without ceremony, marked Achilles' burgeoning legacy with celestial favor, further ensuring his place among the stars. This divine acknowledgement illuminated Achilles' understanding of his role in the cosmos, where promise carried the weight of challenge. It unraveled before him, a path hewn not only by mortal endeavor, but by divine decree. As the dawn of his self-awareness broke, Achilles came to realize his expansive purpose, a purpose unveiled like the morning stars guiding the lost. Although the details of his journey remained unrevealed, its magnitude was certain, filled with both potential and grand responsibility. This newly found awareness acted as his navigator, steering him through the sea of possibilities and onto the heroic path awaiting him. Approaching the chapter's culmination, a grand divine feast was held, a soul-stirring celebration marking Achilles' readiness to embark on his heroic venture. The feast, gleaming with promise, was not just a moment of feasting and joy, but a ceremonial acknowledgement of his destiny. Within this harmonious gathering, among the echoes of laughter and cheers of the divine, Achilles felt the warmth of acceptance. The bards sang of tales yet to be written. It was a gentle reminder of his journey ahead, stitching him into the very fabric of history, where destiny and heroism awaited beyond each horizon. Thus, Thetis prepared to gently recede, her heart full of pride, as her son stood ready to embrace his place on the grand stage of life. In the serene expanse of the ethereal training grounds, Achilles honed his skills under the meticulous guidance of both divine hands and mortal mentors. Each lesson and trial had been a step towards this moment, an inescapable march towards fate. The gods murmured among themselves, carrying whispers of a war that loomed over the horizon. These whispers, full of portent and consequence, soon crystallized as emissaries arrived, bearing stories of the brewing Trojan War. Their tales painted images of an epic struggle, a grand narrative where heroes met destinies ordained by the fates themselves, igniting a yearning within Achilles to step forth and claim his place among the era's greatest figures. Thetis, with her quiet wisdom, received the news with a heart that understood the inexorable flow of destiny. Her maternal instincts clashed against the tides of fate, yet she knew this moment could not be denied. In the solemn embrace of inevitability, she prepared for her son's departure, girding herself with the strength required for their impending separation. This was her role, to be the steadfast anchor in the stormy waters of Achilles' journey, and to guide him even from afar. As the call to war intensified, Achilles found himself torn between the familiarity of maternal protection and the exhilarating promise of glory. The tales from the emissaries had ignited within him a flame of purpose, a desire to extend beyond the realms of safety and comfort, to write his own chapter in the ever-expanding saga of heroism. The peninsula of safety was behind him, and the open horizon beckoned. In this pivotal moment, Thetis offered Achilles a final, precious gift: armor blessed by the divine. It shone with a brilliance rivaling the stars, infused with both her heartfelt prayers and the power of the gods themselves. This armor was more than protection. It was a symbol of her love and an enduring reminder of his roots, whispering assurances of home as he ventured towards the unknown. As the sun dipped below the horizon, heralding the onset of twilight, Thetis and Achilles stood together for a final moment. Silence wrapped around them like a comforting shroud, each conveying through their eyes what words could never capture: deep love, unyielding courage, and infinite pride. This silent exchange was a passage from the tranquil depths that had nurtured Achilles to the turbulent fields that awaited him, a transition from sheltered son to valiant hero. The time for farewells arrived as the armies began to assemble, an unstoppable tide of warriors driven by purpose and destiny. The air thrummed with anticipation and resolve. In this rising crescendo, Achilles found his place, ready to march alongside fellow warriors whose fates were woven into the fabric of legend. His heart pulsed with new purpose, each beat resonating with the promise of heroism etched in the chronicles of time. In the celestial realm, gods and goddesses turned their gaze toward the unfolding drama, each pondering the intricate fates entwined with immortal pursuits. Poseidon, from his oceanic domain, sent quiet affirmations to his nephew Achilles, a reminder of familial ties and the strength that such bonds could yield. The rhythm of the sea mirrored the rise of battle, a timeless testament to the support and solidarity from divine kinship. Thus girded, Achilles stepped onto the battlefield, a stage vast and storied, destined for tales of glory. The air crackled with expectancy, marking the arrival of a hero whose deeds would echo across epochs, carried by the eternal winds, whispered through the murmurs of the sea. Embracing his fate with unwavering resolve, Achilles held his spear aloft, ready to face glory and danger as one. Every clang of weaponry would resound with the essence of heroism, reaching far and wide, capturing the knowing glance of the ever-watchful sea. As he embarked on this ordained journey, where each step underscored by valor, destiny awaited him with open arms. With this quiet acceptance and firm resolve, the saga of Achilles continued as fated, his path unfolding into the annals of history, weaving seamlessly into the legacy destined for a hero of such remarkable stature. As the Trojan War unfolded its relentless drama, Achilles emerged as a formidable force on the battlefield. His skills and warrior's grace, gifts from the gods, elevated him to near mythic status. Every movement, every strike he made at Troy's gates was a manifestation of a prophecy spoken long before. Achilles was not merely a participant but an embodiment of heroism, his exploits becoming the stuff of legends woven into the fabric of fate. Beneath the calming depths of the sea, Thetis remained ever watchful. The divine winds whispered to her news of Achilles' victories, and each tale filled her with pride, tinged by an underlying sorrow. The dichotomy of glory and impending fate weighed heavily on her heart. Though she dwelled in the ocean's embrace, her spirit soared beside Achilles, mirroring each beat of his courageous heart. Through sacred channels forged by the gods, Thetis received ephemeral glimpses of her son's heroic adventures. As battles raged on, these divine connections allowed her to remain attuned to Achilles' ventures. She perceived his proximity to peril and held her breath during trials that tested not only his strength, but also his resolve and cunning. These brief insights kept Thetis deeply connected to the hero she cherished. With every daring confrontation, Achilles' bravery was solidified. Spears narrowly missed him, and arrows deftly glanced off his armor, a testament to the precarious dance with destiny he embraced so boldly. Each moment of chaos and adrenaline highlighted his unerring resolve, propelling him toward inevitable legend through deeds that would echo through time. Messages from Olympus reached Thetis, providing solace and context to the ebb and flow of war. The gods, with their intricate plans, found ways to send her assurances amid the turmoil, narrating tales of valor that accompanied her private wishes. They understood the heart of a mother observing her child's distant trials, each message a balm to her worried spirit. Poseidon, observing the waves of war influencing his nephew Achilles, kept a vigilant eye from his aquatic realm. He conveyed the essence of the battles back to Thetis, his words a blend of admiration and cautious understanding. His insights deepened Thetis' reflections on their shared destiny and the pathways opened by the ocean's vast expanse. Reflecting on past conversations with Achilles, Thetis found comfort in memories shared under the sunlit skies. The words exchanged and the dreams voiced in moments of tender clarity now provided a haven for her heart in the face of the unknown. Though time and distance separated them, these cherished moments remained a constant touchstone for solace and strength. Achilles continued to engrave his place upon the historical canvas, his shield gleaming in the sun's light as his sword sang the songs of vanquished foes. Each victory built his renown, casting a longer shadow over the world. Rivals arose to meet his challenge, only to be defeated beneath his determined hand. Yet as his glorious victories grew in number, the ominous shadow of prophecy crept ever closer. The bloodshed and sorrow of war left a heavy weight on Thetis's heart, knowing her son's destined role came with an immeasurable sacrifice. Every triumph Achilles attained also carried the heart-rending promise of what lay awaiting them both. This dual knowledge of honor and loss was a poignant reminder of the complexities of destiny. And so the battle continued its course, stories entwining within the grand design of fate. Courage mingled with destiny like threads in a divine tapestry, observed by the gods, carried by the waves, upheld by Thetis's vigilant heart. With each new dawn, Thetis's love and hope for Achilles stitched another layer into the fabric binding them together. In the vast silence of the ocean and amidst the cries of war, Thetis quietly braced for the inevitable turn in her son's fate. She sensed the flow of destiny unfolding with its enigmatic grace, serving as a lasting testament not just to Achilles' bravery, but also to the eternal sacred bond between a devoted mother and her son. Amidst the soft whispers of a windswept dawn, Thetis stood upon a stony shoreline, revisiting the prophecies that had been declared at the birth of her beloved Achilles. These age-old revelations told of two paths, one of a long but uneventful life, or another marked by short-lived but immortal glory. As the waves caressed the rocks below, she pondered the intricate balance between these possibilities and reflected on the destiny woven into her son's life. Ace, meanwhile, found himself enveloped in the throes of battle, his every action a poignant dance guided by destiny's hand. Each foe he faced on the battlefield was a challenge not just of strength, but of essence. With each adversary who fell to his sword, Achilles stood out not just as a formidable warrior, but as a mortal acutely aware of the inevitable threads of fate that bound him. The clamor of clashing weapons filled the air, their echoes a testament to the enduring prophecies that loomed over his journey since birth. Within the ranks of the Greeks, a wise seer's voice rang clear, articulating the dual fates that awaited Achilles. The camp grew silent under the weight of this foretelling, leaving the warriors to ponder the implications of each path. Through the flickering twilight fires, men exchanged quiet words, each warrior considering the scale of destiny in their nightly reflections. Even Achilles himself, usually steadfast, felt the profound grip of fate guiding his course, contemplating these paths as he balanced on the precipice of history. Far away, Thetis remained ever watchful, her subtle ties to Achilles unbreakable. Bound by both motherly love and divine connection, she felt the tides of fate ripple through her heart. Every choice her son faced reverberated within her very being, their connection transcending distance. Her vigil was constant, her spirit in tune with each shift in the celestial patterns that marked her son's steps toward his fated end. Amidst the chaos of war, Achilles experienced numerous moments of introspection, pausing amid the tumult to gaze inward with uncommon clarity. These reflective interludes revealed to him the shadowy duality of his potential fate, a fleeting life graced by glory, or the quietude of a long, uneventful existence. With each contemplation, he understood that his victories, though heroic, drew him closer to the mythic crescendo that lay ahead. Achilles ultimately embraced the path of glory, a decision that resonated throughout divine and mortal realms. Thetis, with mixed emotions of pride and sorrow, perceived this courageous choice through her divine awareness. Such a noble decision, while admirable, cast a shadow across her heart, knowing it hastened her son toward his destined sacrifice. Yet, the gods, too, looked upon this pivotal moment of choice with somber reflection, recognizing its significance to the grand tapestry of prophecy. In seeking further wisdom, Thetis communed with the ancient sea creatures, their knowledge echoing the ever-flowing currents of fate. Through their insights, she bolstered her understanding of the destiny looming over Achilles, acknowledging the transformative journey he had embarked upon. Together, they voiced unspoken truths about the ripples of Achilles' choices, leaving impressions on the world that would resonate throughout time. The relentless war took a personal toll on Achilles, interweaving prophecy with harsh reality. With each battle scar and hard-won victory, the foretold narratives came to life, and the once whispered prophecies resonated amid the clash of armies. The bloodied landscape bore silent witness to these tales, where seer murmurs were given breath within the chilling dawn. Yet through it all, Thetis remained a steadfast presence on his horizon, a symbol of steadfast love in uncertain times. As prophecy's patient unfolding continued, Achilles' destiny manifested itself vividly, a fate sealed in courage and mired in sacrifice, a tale immortalized beyond its time. Thetis, with maternal grace, cocooned Achilles in gentle love, preparing herself for the trials that destiny would demand of them both. This shared journey, woven with myth and memory, brought them both to the edge of fate's design. The whisper of fate now rises into the commanding call of destiny as Achilles stands poised at the crossroad of lore and reality. Drawn into the maelstrom of the Trojan War, his destiny beckons him toward the ultimate trial that has long been foreseen. Clad in armor that gleams ominously under the darkening sky, Achilles leads the Achaean forces to a pivotal position in battle. His presence is an embodiment of command and formidable fate intertwined, ready to embrace the challenge awaiting him. As Achilles advances, aware of the divine threads guiding his journey, he faces what will be his greatest triumph. The confrontation with Hector, the noble Trojan prince, looms on the horizon, a clash foretold by the ancients. When their eyes meet on the chaotic field, destiny hangs as a tangible force, urging them forward. The fierce struggle unfolds in a symphony of strength and valor, culminating in Achilles overcoming Hector, confirming the path charted by prophecy. This victory places him among the pantheon of heroes, while simultaneously heralding the inexorable perils still to come. During these moments of conflict and victory, Thetis remains ever watchful, attuned to the subtle signals of fate that ripple through the ocean's depths. She senses a profound shift in destiny's currents, her heart heavy with a mother's knowing sorrow. The sea, her eternal ally, whispers ominous foretellings of fleeting glory and tragic endings. Thetis communes with the ocean's ancient life, their silent voices merging with the narrative that her son now embodies, affirming all that she fears and the path Achilles must tread. The triumph over Hector brings little solace to Achilles, his spirit shadowed by the loss of his closest comrade, Patroclus. In their shared camaraderie, Patroclus had been a beacon of light in Achilles' darker times. Now, the void left by his absence fuels a fierce rage, plunging Achilles deeper into the fray, ensnared within the cycle of vengeance. The memories of their brotherhood act as a kindling to the fury that drives him, each opponent vanquished serving as a tribute to his fallen friend. Yet, the emptiness persists, a chasm that no victory can bridge. Amidst the clamor of war, Achilles finds himself haunted by the echo of past joys and futures never meant to manifest. In these fleeting pauses, the memory of peace and familial bonds flickers before him. It is during this interlude that Thetis, through dream-bound visitation, offers her maternal solace. Her image appears to Achilles, whispered within the embrace of a dream, grounding him with reminders of love and warmth as she prepares him for the impending storm of fate. Ignoring the dark omens that craft his horizon, Achilles steps forward with unyielding resolve. The earth beneath seems to mourn the path he walks, visible in the cries of wind and waves that surround him. Despite these forewarnings, Achilles' spirit holds firm. His eyes reflect acceptance and serenity, prepared to meet the end that destiny has designed. With courageous determination, he advances not only as a warrior, but as a soul acknowledging his place within the vastness of the divine tapestry. Achilles' final stand on the battlefield becomes a testament to his valor and a willing sacrifice. As he strides into battle under the watchful eyes of the gods, the clash immortalizes his essence, even as his mortal existence slips away. The crescendo of warfare marks his end, carried on a whisper through divine and mortal realms, a valiant transition from life to legend. Achilles' final breath dissipates like a serene whisper, leaving an imprint that transcends mere mortality, igniting the consciousness of gods and men alike with his legacy. Through the sorrow of his departure, Achilles' spirit finds release, a beacon that radiates with renewed brilliance. The power of his sacrifice becomes an eternal thread woven through the cosmos, marking him with glory amid the lament of those left behind. Thetis, her heart still a sanctuary of enduring love, feels the echo of his soul resonating across the ocean's depths. Though he departs this world, Achilles' essence endures, intertwined within the eternal fabric of time. This legacy, rich with his heroism and unwavering spirit, extends beyond his own life, promising an enduring presence in the hearts of men. Finding solace in this eternal connection, Thetis acknowledges the legacy of her beloved son, merging seamlessly with the boundless ocean, whispered through its timeless waves. In the sacred quiet of the underwater grotto, Thetis received the heart-wrenching news of her son Achilles' demise, an event foretold by the threads of destiny, yet felt profoundly in the depths of her soul. Her heart ached with a longing for her brave son, and the ocean itself seemed to weep, its waves echoing her pain. Her tears merged with the vastness of the sea, turning into pearls that whispered her lament across the waves, symbolizing her grief that would continue through eternity. As sorrow spread through the waters, fellow nymphs and myriad sea creatures who had known and cherished Achilles in life gathered to console Thetis. They surrounded her in a haven of empathy, their gentle songs blending with the ocean's murmurs, a harmonious elegy for the hero who now resided among the stars of legend. The creatures of the sea united in their silent tribute, a profound acknowledgement of a hero whose name would echo through the ages. Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea, soon appeared beside Thetis, his presence a beacon of comfort amidst her deepest mourning. Standing by his beloved kin, Poseidon shared stories of Achilles' valor and the honor he had brought to their divine family. He spoke of Achilles' courage and the indelible impression he left on mortals and gods alike. In shared grief, Poseidon reminded Thetis of the enduring legacy her son had carved through his unmatched feats of bravery. Within the sea's sacred embrace, a solemn ceremony unfolded to honor Achilles' legacy. Dolphins and other sea creatures gracefully danced, paying homage to the warrior's spirit. The divine community, with their luminous presence, joined together, forming a radiant tapestry of light that celebrated Achilles' memory. Each creature's movement echoed tales of his heroic exploits, sending ripples through the waters, ripples that carried a timeless reverence for the hero and his triumphs in both divine and mortal realms. During this serene gathering, Thetis found herself immersed in memories of Achilles' life, from his first breath to his final stand on the battlefield. She recalled the laughter of his infancy and the formidable bravery he displayed as he matured into heroism. Moments of tenderness intertwined with the memory of his courageous deeds, weaving the rich tapestry of his existence. Reflecting, Thetis understood how her son's name would inspire generations, immortalizing him beyond life's fleeting grasp. The bond between Thetis and Achilles, she realized, transcended the boundaries of life and death. The love they shared was an eternal thread, woven deeply into the fabric of destiny. As she pondered this enduring bond, she found solace in its persistence, knowing that Achilles' essence would forever be a part of her own. Their connection, resilient against the passage of time, was a sacred legacy, undiminished by the temporal bounds of mortality. As part of the tribute, Thetis shared a cherished memory from Achilles' childhood, a memory that highlighted his innate compassion and strength. She recalled a day by the shore when young Achilles, with great care, tended to a wounded sea turtle, demonstrating the gentleness that complemented his might. This memory now seemed prophetic, echoing through the depths as a testament to his compassionate heart, proving that true greatness lay in kindness as much as in strength. In the gathering, the sea nymphs shared their own memories of Achilles, each contributing a small token of remembrance. Their voices joined in a soft chorus, recounting tales of his heroism, ensuring that his legacy would be woven into the annals of the sea's eternal story. This sharing of memories not only strengthened Achilles' mythical image, but also deepened the communal bond among those who revered him. Throughout this time, the ocean, a living archive of stories, murmured whispers of Achilles' valor. Each wave that caressed Thetis served as a reminder of the virtues her son upheld. These aquatic echoes spoke of his legacy, instilling awe and reverence in the natural world. As stories of his feats spread among sea creatures and beyond, Achilles' heroism became enshrined within the ocean's lore, enduring with each tide. In a moment of introspection, Thetis understood that as the seasons changed and new stories emerged from the ocean, her journey would continue as the guardian of her son's legacy. Her heart, though heavy with loss, was buoyed by the knowledge that she would diligently preserve Achilles' memory and honor his life with each changing tide. Embracing the ocean's eternal rhythm, she accepted the fate ordained by the gods, knowing that love alone could transcend even death. With this gentle acceptance, Thetis prepared to pass down the stories of her beloved son, ensuring that his memory would continue to inspire and guide those who came after. As she drifted through the tranquil waters, the eternal love between mother and son became the soothing flow of the ocean itself, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the divine connection that remained. Unbroken by time's passage, amidst the lingering shadows of grief and loss, Thetis found herself gazing over the tranquil sea, seeking solace in the continuous rhythm of the waves. She observed the gentle birth of new life from the ocean's depths, tiny creatures emerging as a testament to the ceaseless cycles of nature. This cycle, eternal and unwavering, brought Thetis a profound sense of peace, reminding her that life, though interspersed with sorrow, is ever renewing. The ocean, with its endless ebb and flow, mirrored her own journey through heartache and acceptance, offering a balm for her soul. In the celestial realms, a gathering of divine beings convened to celebrate the memory of Achilles, a hero eternally etched into history through both valor and sacrifice. Songs of his bravest deeds resonated across the heavens, sung by gods who marveled at his indomitable spirit. This celebration was not one of mourning, but of recognizing the indelible mark Achilles left upon both mortal and divine histories. As tales of his heroism were recounted, it became clear that Achilles had transcended the limits of mortality, his story woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. Thetis, in her quiet conversations with Poseidon, often reflected on these memories of her son. Their discussions would deftly drift into shared recollections of Achilles' exploits and triumphs, tangible threads connecting them to the cherished past. Poseidon, ever supportive of Thetis, found solace in these moments, knowing that through such remembrances, Achilles' spirit continued to shape the tides of possibility. One particular memory lingered, a moment when Achilles, as a young boy, had playfully challenged the sea, his laughter echoing against the breeze. These intimate reflections not only reinforced the love they both felt for Achilles, but also strengthened Thetis' bond with the ocean, where every wave seemed to echo the courage once embodied by her son. In the quietude of these reflective moments, Thetis observed new heroes emerging, each inspired by the deeds and valor of Achilles. She watched diligently from the ethereal waves, her compassionate gaze ensuring these champions were subtly guided by the virtues her son had naturally embodied. In observing these youthful warriors, Thetis saw Achilles' influence enduring beyond his mortal life. His legacy became a guiding star for those who dared to dream of greatness. Their courage and determination ignited a hopeful light within her heart, affirming that life's cycle continued unfazed by the eroding sands of time. Her relationship with the sea, reasserted by the constancy of the tides, became a comforting presence during this reflective period. Thetis came to understand that her life was intertwined with the ocean's rhythm, much like the stories intertwined with the stars. As new waves rolled across the surface, they seemed to carry with them whispers of legends past, gently intertwining her personal history with the vast narrative of heroism and divinity. The tide spoke of Achilles' greatness with each crest and fall, a gentle whisper of his story echoed by the endless sea. Thetis gradually began engaging with these emerging heroes, offering wisdom derived from her son's legacy. She spoke softly of the virtues of bravery and humility, echoing the lessons Achilles learned throughout his life. One young hero, drawn by her soothing presence, listened intently as she recounted stories of Achilles' greatest challenges and victories, finding strength and purpose in those tales. These moments allowed Thetis to assert her newfound role, not just as a grieving mother, but as a custodian of her son's enduring wisdom, guiding a new generation towards their own legendary paths. A divine council briefly convened to discuss the impact of Achilles' legacy on the world. The gods, aware of the connections binding heroes to the divine, noted how Achilles' life and legend continued to influence generations. This interplay between the fates of mortals and gods reiterated the enduring nature of myth. In her acceptance of this natural cycle, Thetis finally began to find a profound peace. The understanding that life continued to flourish even in the face of loss offered a soothing reassurance to her spirit. While the memory of Achilles lingered eternally, her love for him extended beyond the boundaries of life and death, merging with the timeless flow of the ocean. Her heart, once weighed by grief, now carried within it a serene acceptance of the natural order, acknowledging that her son's legacy lived on in the whispers of the waves. The sea continued its ancient dance beneath the twilight sky, carrying with it stories of past and present, connecting all who dwell within its embrace. In this tranquil setting, Thetis found comfort in the unchanging cycle of life and death, realizing that every end was, in truth, a beginning. As the horizon stretched endlessly before her, Thetis understood that through the eternal flow of her beloved ocean, the legends of yesterday continued to infuse life with resilience and hope. Thetis felt the warmth of peace wash over her, a cool balm to her soul, as she gazed across the timeless waters that held the essence of her journey. A gentle dance with the tides, as twilight drapes the horizon in hues of pastel blue and soft pink, Thetis contemplates the endless sea. Her gaze, deep and serene, reflects the cyclical nature of life and destiny, a rhythm she has always understood. The rise and retreat of each wave parallels the journeys of mortal lives, a constant flow where every conclusion heralds a fresh beginning. This realization imbues Thetis with solace, affirming that nothing truly ends but is woven into the eternal tapestry of the ocean. With the shifting of seasons, the ocean welcomes new tales in its embrace, the currents seamlessly carrying narratives of renewal and challenge. Spring's tender breezes bring whispers of rebirth, while winter's fierce gales narrate epics of conflict and endurance. Thetis listens deeply to these venerable stories, her heart open to their wisdom and diversity. Through reflection, she finds a chance to guide and preserve these stories, bridging the gap between ancient traditions and the future waiting in silence. Beneath the surface, Thetis gathers nymphs eager to learn, their eyes alight with curiosity. To them, she imparts stories of heroism, tales resonant with triumph and poignant loss, becoming a sage within her watery realm. These stories are not mere echoes but guiding lights, helping the nymphs grow into wisdom they will someday pass on. In these interactions, Thetis embraces destiny's eternal thread, interweaving mortal and immortal realms, instilling in the nymphs the unity that connects all beings. Amidst her teachings, a message from Poseidon arrives, softly reminding Thetis of her vital role. It affirms her purpose, encouraging her to nurture those destined for greatness. Engaging with new, struggling nymphs, Thetis shares her experiences, drawing parallels with her past challenges. This mentoring reinforces her resolve, her heart swelling with the knowledge that she influences fates much like her sons. Recalling Achilles, Thetis cherishes their eternal bond, the echo of his courage and kindness lingering in every ripple across the sea. The sea itself becomes a keeper of stories, whispering the tales of heroes and gods in hidden grottos and deep caverns. Achilles' legacy, enveloped in both glory and sorrow, lives on in these tales, eternal in their retelling, forever reflected in the ocean's vastness. Dialogue. With her ocean kin, reignites Thetis' gentle resolve to watch over future generations. Her commitment is bolstered by maternal devotion, an abiding love that fuels her spirit. The melodic voice of the sea calls her to safeguard nascent destinies, fortifying her enduring duty. This nurturing task sustains her, anchoring her to the ocean's cleansing depths. Amidst the rhythmic dance of nature, Thetis discovers new purpose within the changing tides. She finds inspiration in each dawn's potential, fueling her eternal flame. The ocean, her haven of resilience, renews her resolve to cultivate gentle wisdom and guide its inhabitants toward growth and harmony. As history's stories ripple softly into the future, an unbroken chain from past to present emerges. In twilight's tranquil embrace, Thetis embodies the sea's soothing flow, her presence gentle and enduring amid the world's endless changes. As daylight yields to the whispering night, she remains a sentinel over time, ready to carry tales yet untold, to shepherd destinies within the comforting cradle of time's flow.